The fucking Haunted Museum.
How was it?
Pretty interesting.
What's the name of it?
The Zach Bagins Haunted Museum.
Is that the one down there off Charleston?
Yep, off Charleston and
Like
6th.
it's like an old school type of mansion house.
Yeah, so it's funny too, because like when you look at that mansion from the outside, it doesn't look that big. That motherfucker is huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
Damn. Isn't it all black? It's painted all black on the outside?
No.
No? Oh.
No, it's got like a tan color with like the red shingled roof.
So
and stuff like
you
that.
remember in our Denver International Airport when we were talking about the Freemasons?
Yeah.
It's right across the street from there.
Yeah. No, I parked in their parking lot.
Oh, see. Yeah.
There's like one row in the back of their parking lot that they allow them to use since their parking's so limited.
Right. Okay.
So they were like, yeah, if you got to park in the back, just make sure you park all the way to the back of the wall.
You should have peeked your head in there. What's going on here?
Nah, it was there was no other cars there, so they were probably closed for
They
the
would have
weekend.
had robes and stuff.
That'd have been funny. But no, man, the fucking place was interesting. Like, it was a little pricey. Well, I don't know. I guess it was kind of
It's
worth
Vegas,
it.
dog. Everything pricey.
So, like, if you don't pay for the extra rooms, the tour itself is like 2 hours long,
Wait,
right?
what do you mean the extra room? Like,
Because you know these are all rooms that you get to go into, right?
so you got to pay per room?
No, but like they have what's called the RIP instead of the VIP pass, and if you pay for the RIP pass, there's 7 additional rooms that you get to view. Plus, you get like a free T-shirt at the end and a free lanyard, some shit like that, right? So I was like, well, fuck it. I've never been here. Let me get the most out of them. Be able to view the most, right? Because the tour, no matter what, is like whether you pay for the RIP or not, is 2 hours, basically.
Got you.
But like, let's say if you're in a group with people that paid for the RIP, you're stuck sitting in one room while they're getting to go look at another one first before you get to continue.
So that FOMO gonna kick in.
Yeah, so you're just like,
oh, I'm missing out.
Yeah, like you're just sitting there in the one room. A lot of interesting shit. A lot of people that live there, like the Wangert family that used to own that mansion.
Mm-hmm.
Like they had a lot of issues and stuff as well.
Wangert family.
The Wangert family.
Wangert. Huh? Hey, we do episode on the Wangert.
And there's a Wangert street not far from there. So interesting too.
Okay.
So man, I thought about doing that too when we were doing that. I was like, what if we do something on the Wangert family?
You didn't film anything, huh?
No, in fact, they make you turn off your phone completely before you go in. Yeah.
Damn.
So like when you first go in, there's one room where you're allowed to like do a little photo op and
look,
shit
I'm
like
here,
that.
I'm here. But then after you pass the threshold, it's like off.
But then when they take you out of the first office room and they walk you around to another door to walk into the home, they're like, all right, phones off.
A demon comes out of the mist and says, phones.
Give me your phones. No, I don't know, but it was definitely interesting. A lot of crazy stories. I mean, a lot of crazy shit that this guy goes and gets. This Zach Bagins guy is out of his fucking mind. He had a Dybuck box or a Bidec box, however the fuck it's called. And yeah, that's just fucking evil. Like pure evil.
What is it?
So I guess like the story behind it is like it happened during the Holocaust where a lady like buried some shit inside of this box and it like trapped the souls of 20,000 fucking burnt up Jews that died during the Holocaust. Some shit like that. Some weird story behind it. But it's just like a box full of pure evil, and this lady filled it with all their hate kind of shit, right? Like
all the Jewish people's hate?
Yeah, it's like some weird story behind it. And don't quote me on it because like it was a lot to take in that night, so I'm not going to remember the stories all that great. But apparently it's like one of the most evil things that they have. There was even an instance where he told a story and it showed the video where he was there one night just chilling with Post Malone of all people, and he was kind of just giving him like a private tour.
Zach was hanging out with Post?
Yeah, and he was kind of giving him like a private tour, and he actually took like the glass off of it, and you saw him like hold the ash of some other lady on top of the box, and then you see him like fall into the fucking wall. And Post Malone, like, he got scared. He got spooked. He left the room at first, then came back in, asked him if he was all right, and then, like, kind of grabbed him and walked him out the room. And then they left, right? And, like, Post Malone then goes on, like, the Joe Rogan show after that, and he talks about, like, yeah, and it was scary because, like, after that, I got into a real bad car accident, and then my plane almost crashed. and then my home gets robbed and I almost get assassinated. Like weird shit that happened to him after that instance. Also at that incident, also like so.
Damn.
It was a lot of crazy shit to take in.
At first, I was
when
thinking
you go
about
to this
going,
place.
but
Well,
giving me every reason not to.
So since then they've built like not only do they have the glass box on top of this thing, but then they also built like another wooden box with glass windows so you can see through. So that way they're making sure people are like 3 to 4 feet away from this motherfucker at all times and no one could touch it. Like so it's crazy.
Yeah.
Dr. Kevorkian, he has the actual van that Dr. Kevorkian fucking helped people kill themselves for like 150 times.
Wow.
So he bought that motherfucker, like just crazy shit. They even had a room with stars that passed away, had like certain memorabilia and stuff from them. Right? Like
artifacts or something.
Yeah, so like Brandon Lee, the movie The Crow where he died, he has the coat that he was wearing when he died during that scene.
That was a good movie, man.
Robin Williams, What Dreams May Come, the painted like long coat that he had in that, he has that in there. Patrick Swayze's tooth, out of all things, he has that. A chair from Michael Jackson's mansion that his doctor, I guess, used to use all the time when he was administering all the different kind of shit he would give Michael to fuck him up, ruin him. Michael ruined himself too, but that's neither here nor there. Even the like part of the transmission axle or some shit like that from James Dean's Porsche, the little bastard. That's what he named his Porsche. And it's crazy because like that car, if there's ever such thing as a car being possessed, that car's fucking possessed because they scrapped it and they used parts of that car to put into other Porsches.
Those crashed too?
And those crashed also. Like, in fact, the same like race the following year that James Dean was actually going to go and race his car in, another racer crashed and almost died also. Like, there's also other stories of like people like trying to move the car, and like when for some reason the car would like fall off the bed and fucking like crush someone's legs and shit when they're trying to roll it off the bed of the truck and stuff like that. Like just crazy fucking stories. So he has like a piece of that car there. The only known piece of the car, the rest of it is missing. This is the only part that like Porsche was able to certify by the serial number that yes, this was a part that was in James Dean's car. Right. So like a lot of interesting shit.
Interesting.
Inside of that place.
Any Prince memorabilia?
Nothing from Prince. They had Paul Walker's glasses
that he had on his face at the accident.
Yeah, the ones that he crashed in when he was driving the Porsche. That and one of the fire extinguishers that was used to try and put him out. And they even have like a plaque for that one where they said that Zach actually tried to give that back to the family but never got a response back. So
what, the glasses?
The glasses, yeah. But they never got a response, so he kept it and put it in his museum. So, yeah, a lot of crazy stuff inside of there. Definitely.
Any Elvis stuff?
No.
No?
I don't recall seeing any Elvis.
I would think he would have some of that since Elvis lived down the street.
True. But a lot of that probably got shipped back to Graceland and shit.
Yeah.
Who knows? Well, there's an Elvis museum too, so I imagine they had first dibs on all that shit, right?
True.
If you have a whole entire museum dedicated to just you.
But I think at the Westgate too, they still have some stuff there too of his, since he lived there.
Back when it was the International.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, I mean it was a good time. It was me, my wife, my daughter, and then my daughter. Well, she's kind of like a niece, I guess. So, the four of us went.
Sound dope.
Yeah.
Trying to think of who else maybe had memorabilia there.
No
Rat Pack stuff. No Dean Martin. No Sammy Davis.
They had Jerry Lewis, and they had an unreleased film from Jerry Lewis also.
So like a whole movie.
Yeah.
Wow.
The Tears of a Clown or something
Bruce
like
Lee?
that. Not Bruce Lee, no. And then they also have props from movies too, like original props. In that same room where it had the memorabilia from like stars that died, they also had just a random room of just props, like original props, like the original Chucky doll.
Mm-hmm.
They had two of them. They had the one that was used for the original movie, and then one that was supposed to be just like inside the box, as a, like, you know, when they go into the store and there's a bunch of Chucky dolls.
Yeah.
They have that one there also. The original plasma pack from Ghostbusters. They have that there, and then the little the ghost trap that they would slide on the floor. They have that there also. So there was some cool stuff. It wasn't all just spooky shit that was there.
Scary evil,
but a majority of it was.
All right. Maybe I'll check it out.
Paranormal type of shit.
Maybe I just minus the jukebox room or whatever you want.
You know, that's the only room Bella didn't go in.
Yeah.
Everything else.
I think that I'm a request that I'm excluded.
The Exorcism of Emily Rose. So I can't remember the name of the actual person, but they had that was like the first room we go in, right? They have you sit down and they're playing you the audio recordings, the original audio recordings of them trying to conduct those exorcisms. And the parents and the not the doctor, but the preacher,
the priest.
Yeah, they actually got like sentenced to time in jail for fucking manslaughter or neglect some shit like that.
Right.
Child
endangerment.
Yeah, stuff like that. They actually saw jail time because of that. Because I guess the exorcism lasted like fucking 6 weeks or some shit like that. So she's not getting fed, nothing like that. Like when she died, I think she was like 68 pounds.
Malnourished.
Yeah.
She was in there sweating, yelling, and whatever.
Like, I'm not possessed, bitch. I'm hungry. like
she was the first person to ever be hangry.
Yeah. Super hangry. And then the most recent one that they had, it was a home, I think, in Indiana. It was a family moves into it, and for some reason, all 3 kids become possessed. Right. And they're trying to figure out, like, well, what the fuck happened? Like, what's wrong with this house? When they take these kids to the hospital, a doctor and child protective services member are in this room, and they're trying to question the kid, and all of a sudden the kid starts walking backwards up the wall. And the lady from child protective services quit that day, moved to a different state, and immediately started seeing a therapist, is what she said in this interview. She was like, I've never seen nothing like that. I didn't think any of that was real. I always thought that was just movie type of shit till she saw it. So Zach bought that fucking home, right? Wow. Because he's obsessed.
So he lives between here and there, probably?
No. He did it just for pure research purposes. Oh. So he hires like another paranormal expert to come and like take a look at the home. And he said the second that this person walks in, he starts coughing and bleeding through his nose and ears and shit like that. On one of their cameras, he says you could kind of see like a faint shadow almost following him as he walks in initially, stuff like that. So he says, you know what? We're going to tear this fucking house down. So that's what he does. He brings in bulldozers, tears the fucking house up. And then under the foundation, they dig up the dirt and they find like a bunch of like voodoo witchcraft type of shit buried underneath this home. And that's why all this evil shit happened. So the funny part, and he kept the original stairway and put that in there along with these items, and he has a room for them. And it's funny because when you're going through the tour, when you're at the top of the stairs, when the guide is going to take you down, she says, we're going to go down to see another room. We're going to stop and look at this mirror. And it was like the mirror of the guy who did the original Dracula movie. But before we do it, I need you either to be on the landing with me or on the steps. I can't have anyone standing at the very top. Right? And lo and behold, the reason why is because after we look at this mirror and we go down and then we look at this other room where some actress got killed on a boat, shit like that. Then the next room we go into has got all those items and it's immediately above the top of the stairs. And that's why she said, you can't stand on the top here. You have to come all the way down.
Wow.
The basement. There's a basement. The guide wouldn't even go in the basement with us.
She said, this is where I draw the line.
Yeah. The guide said,
you guys all signed waivers. Good luck.
The guide said, I will light the stairway for you when you walk down, but I'm not going down there with you. And you go down there and they have
You went down?
Well, of course I did. What the fuck? I paid $89. Well, fuck, I'm gonna be there.
You
Shit.
psychopath.
Go down there and there's like a pentagram drawn on the floor and there's one of those spirit boxes.
Oh, nah, see.
So like you could like try to ask a question. It says sometimes you'll get someone talking back. They said a lot of times they'll get either a male or a female arguing. We heard like different voices and shit, but we couldn't make out what they were saying. So there was that and another
Like from the box?
from the spirit box, yeah.
You heard voices?
Yeah, you can hear voices.
Nah.
It's just a speaker, and apparently it's attached to some sort of thing that's supposed to pick up
Fuck
paranormal electro thing. I don't know. I'm not a big person when it comes to fucking paranormal activity type of shit. But yeah, that to me that shit was weird.
Yeah, so I would have stayed up at the top with the guide and called it a day because you're not about to have me bleeding at the nose and the ears and the eyeballs. Fuck that. No siree. So yeah, I would have to revisit this conversation with you or watch this episode so I can make sure I take notes down so that if I do decide to go, I would make it abundantly clear to the guide, like, yo, I ain't going to the basement. I don't want to see the jukebox.
The jukebox?
And I don't, yes. And I don't want to go to the room with the freaking items from this house in Ohio. You said Ohio, right?
Indiana, I think.
Indiana, yeah.
Oh, the Devil's Rocking Chair is there?
What is the Devil's Rocking Chair?
Do you remember watching the Conjuring movies, the series?
No, I'm not really big into scary movies.
So the last one, it has like a little boy in it, and he's like possessed, and he sees like a demon, right?
Yeah.
But no one else sees him, and then like in the scene, like you see this rocking chair start rocking and then levitating off the ground. That's based on like a true story.
Yeah.
And they have that chair, the original one, the real one. So
yeah, see, I'm not
a lot of crazy shit.
I'm not big on a lot of scary movies because they just don't make sense to me. You know, and I said this so many times. I have such a logical mindset. If I bought a house and I'm chilling in the fucking house, and this couch just slid from one side of the living room to the next, fuck that house and everything in it, I'm gone. I ain't never looking back, dude.
I'm turning on the gas and lighting the match on the way out.
If I hear some shit down in the basement and I know I'm the only fucking person home, why would I go down in the basement? I'm not going down there. I'm leaving. And I ain't never coming back. I'll go live in an apartment. Forget it.
Right.
That'll be the end of my homeowner days. Like, nah. Yeah.
So it was definitely spooky. It was interesting stuff. Now how much of it is true? How much of it is bullshit? Who knows?
Right.
Like there was even one painting from an artist that used to draw everything in his own blood. And somehow this artist got some ashes from Charles Manson.
Wow.
And so he drew a painting of Charles Manson in his own blood using Charles Manson's ashes as the eyes.
Freaky deaky.
There's just a lot of crazy shit. Ed Gein, they had like a piece of skin that he leathered, like he took off of one of his victims and leathered so he could use it as like a pouch and shit hanging in there. And the original cauldron that he used to like get the bodies into and stuff like that. They have that there as well with the original shovel that he had, all kinds of shit, dude. So like a lot of different artifacts, and it's crazy because he actually takes the time to go through and grab all of the certificates. Like
he goes that guy, man. We need to talk to him.
He goes and gets everything fucking notarized.
Right.
And all that authenticized, like authenticated, shit like that. So I'm like, man, this guy spends a lot of time and money doing this shit. But I guess if you have a hobby in it, you have an obsession with it, and you have an affinity for wanting to learn more about it.
But it also pays him too,
right?
I mean,
yeah,
you paid $89. How many people go through there per day?
Right, and I took
it's a business.
Yeah.
So not only does he pays to buy the items and authenticate them, he gets to write them off. It brings more nostalgia to the business and whatever.
Yeah.
He didn't have anything from that Amityville horror.
No.
No La Llorona stuff.
No. Oh, he had a Peggy doll.
Really?
There was a spirit box to talk to that one
Another
as well.
spirit box.
And they said in that room, when you go in there, that was one of there's like 3 rooms altogether. They were like, you don't have to go into this one if you don't want to.
Yep.
But if you went into that one, you had to make sure to at least say hello, Peggy. And when you leave, you had to say goodbye, Peggy.
Why?
Because if not, then that bitch gonna haunt you.
Yeah, nah.
So
I'm not even going in Peggy's room. That's her room. Why would I want to go in her room?
Yeah,
I got my own room.
Go to sleep, Peggy. We don't give a shit,
No,
bitch. What
stay. Stay there. I stay here. We good.
So
Not doing it.
let us know how much paranormal stuff you believe in, and if there is a story that you'd like to share with us, please feel free to do so.
And Zach, if you watch this, we need to talk because I want to figure out how you got into all this.
Oh, dude, there was
Strange.
there was one picture with like Nicolas Cage in there
Yeah.
in a room that he has full of like dolls, and you could just see on his face that he did not want to be in that room taking that photo. He looked
He's like,
petrified.
hurry up, cameraman. I gotta go.
Yeah. But anyways, subscribe, share, show you care. Till next time.
Yep.